also at that time, just beginning to, I think it's Midwinters had got his foot on the property ladder then, and he built the bungalows in Main Street and the Hyde and Penfold and the Home Close, which were all occupied, because in those days bungalows were cheaper than houses, so all the young families they came and lived there, so there were a lot of us. And in the bigger houses in Bates Lane, because when I first came, very little in Bates Lane, it was mostly orchards and fields. Midwinter again, he must have made his fortune. I expect he's living in the Caribbean or something now. Mostly they were families with young children, and of course the school wasn't big enough. When my oldest was 5, there was this problem. There wasn't room in the little village school in School Lane to accommodate everyone, and there was talk that they might have to go to Stoke Mandeville. Well, we didn't like that. So we are great for causing a stir. We really are. You have no idea. But then villages are. And eventually, the church and the county council together built the new school, which is now down in its present site. The village hall was not there. The Hague Hall was our village hall. And because you live in a village, in a parish, you're not given things. You have to buy them. You pay for them yourself. So we had endless jumble sales, not coffee mornings. That was later. They were not in at that time. Cheese and wine parties, concerts. The church had a summer fete, a Christmas bazaar. The WI did things. The horticultural people were very, very popular. We had, in the summer, we had a gypsy fair that came for a week, I think, in the playing fields. I think that stopped when the owner of it died. I think it was an old Mr. Smith that I've heard. I don't remember too much about it. So there was nothing for the children except long grass where they couldn't really kick their footballs. It was not nice. So, okay, we started saving our money and doing even more fundraising as usual. And
Are you being modest? Because I heard that you were one of the main instigators to get the village hall.
I got no, not the village hall. That was Jim Palmer up there. I didn't see why, when we got three halls already, we actually needed a new village hall. But of course, they'd got no parking. None of them had parking.
So it was the
spaces.
amenities that you were so active with?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was the children's play area. I was always keen on doing things with the children. We had all these committee meetings and, like I said, fundraising. And we all disagreed. You know how committees are. Nobody could really agree on what to do, so it went on rather a long time. But we eventually got it and added bits. And the first thing was the slide, and I think the seesaw, and the old Victorian small babies swings were still there. So that was the start. That was the nucleus of it. We managed to prevail on the parish council to mow the grass at the back instead of haymaking in the summer. So that was better for the children to kick about and have football games. The tennis courts came much later, and this is one of the reasons why we had the pantomime and the craft fair, because they all generated cash flow towards things like this.
Can you remember when you started with the pantomime?
I think about the 80s. I went to a Burns night supper down at the Plough, and I think I probably got a bit merry, and I came reeling home very late. My husband had gone to bed, the kids were all asleep, and I sat up till 3 o'clock in the morning writing this pantomime. Now, it was very bare bones at that time because we hadn't really gathered strength, as it were. But we had a magician, we found. We had Paula upwards, and I can't remember her name, who ran a baby's dance class.
Pull Along.
That's the one, yeah, Pull Along. So the nursery class came as and John Cross, who was a magician, and his daughter was a very clever dancer. So, right, that's fine, that bolstered it out a bit. The only trouble there was that we didn't have, there's no stage in the village hall, there's only boxes, and no dressing rooms. So it was a bit of a tight fit for all of us behind in the committee room. And the mums for the dancing class all wanted to come and make sure their children were, really togged out well. So with even less room, it really was quite a thing. And we did one evening, that's right, we did an evening, and then John Cross got flu, that was a magician out, but Tom Griffith, who used to live, remember Tom? He died of cancer quite young. He lived near the cottages in Main Street.
Where the Hague Hall used to be.
That's right, yeah. Now he was a really superb magician. He'd got the gear and everything, imagine 2 magicians in one small village. It was great. We were so lucky. So from then we went from strength to strength, and we got bigger and better and more ambitious, And that went on, and because we were a success, Norman Price, who lived in Vine Cottage in Church Lane, who was very much into producing concerts and things in the Civic Centre, he wanted to produce Oliver. Now, Oliver is a Lionel Bart production, and you have to pay a very hefty royalties for that. Anyway, we scraped together the money for that, and that went down well. So that was them started, you see. So we had musicals, and we had old-time musicals, and we all raised money for the local hospice, and we had to have cake-making sessions when the threat of the third airport came to Wing. There was never a dull moment, it really was. We were really self-supporting, and everybody mucked in. It was really great.